Welcome to Snowflake's Data Superheroes Origins. I'm your host, Kent Graziano, Snowflake's Chief Technical Evangelist, also known as the Data Warrior. I'm also an 8th degree black belt and grandmaster in the martial art of Taekwondo. In each episode, I welcome one of our data superheroes onto the Data Dojo for an in-depth and candid interview about the world of data. In this episode, I welcome another of our data superheroes, Sanjay Kattimani, onto the mat in my Data Dojo for a candid interview about his experience in the world of data. Welcome to the Data Dojo, Sanjay.
Thanks for having me, Kent. It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Sanjay?
My name is Sanjay Kattimani. I'm a solution architect and I work in Dallas area, Dallas, Texas area.
How did you get to this point in your career?
Sure. Early on, it all started with being a full stack developer, and slowly around 10 years ago, it started consolidating towards that data management and digital transformation kind of roles, wherein I was deeply involved in data related activities, more or less, ETL, data warehousing, data mart, and those kind of activities. Around 5 years ago, I was looking for alternates to big data and big data technologies like Hadoop, and Snowflake was the one that caught my eye. And rest of the other technologies have been super complex to really get into, as well as create any meaningful outputs. Whereas Snowflake was just a natural progression for me from my existing SQL experience. There I was. After that, I was always with Snowflake.
So when did you start developing this passion for data, Sanjay?
About 10 years ago, when I started off my journey as IT professional, it was full stack development. But slowly, around 10 years ago, it started consolidating towards data management and digital transformation kind of roles and projects. And about 5 years ago, I was looking at getting into big data platforms such as Hadoop, but I also realized that it was incredibly hard to learn all the tools and technologies around that, and to make any meaningful output out of that. So right around that time, I also started looking at alternates, and Snowflake was one of the technologies that stood out, and it looked like a natural progression for me from my existing SQL experience. So ever since, I'm hooked onto Snowflake.
So what was it about the data world that excited you compared to doing, like you said, full stack development?
So I think one of the aspects that I love about data is that if you really know how to deal with the data, you can really create unimaginable results, such as maybe it could be simple KPIs or dashboards, to finding out the needle in the haystack and solve that problem that others find it very hard to solve. And sometimes when you are building these data pipelines from different sources, the kind of satisfaction you get when towards the end of it, when you connect all these things together and make the make that final result, I think I really love that.
Yeah. So what is a typical day in the life of a data superhero like you look like these days?
Sure. Apart from working on the project and delivering what is needed for the project during daytime, I also spend a significant amount of time on learning about the updates on Snowflake, participating in community-related activities, be it answering some questions that I get on my YouTube channel or on email, LinkedIn, the community in general. That, along with learning all the new features that are coming up, and being on top of Snowflake skill sets.
So what's your all-time favorite Snowflake feature so far then?
Wow, there are simply a number of them. Although one of the features that my clients love, absolutely love, is the separation of compute and storage, and all the benefits that it brings, starting from cost savings to how you can scale the compute up and down, and it also provides unlimited storage. So those are the ones that are real pain points for a lot of customers. But the feature that really excites me is data sharing, data exchange, private data exchange, data marketplace. So I've been learning, and I already started feeling that it's like new ecosystem for monetizing your data, just like how a couple of years ago Android and Apple Play stores created a new ecosystem for mobile apps. So Snowflake is here with the option for you to monetize your data. And I know a couple of my clients were already doing this. I think this is a great option for them.
What's the feature you're most looking forward to? I know we've made a lot of announcements recently. Is there anything on that list of what's coming in the near future here that you're really looking forward to digging into?
Yeah, so 2-3 features that I haven't explored in depth are tags that are coming up, the organization object, and also I haven't explored the GCP side of implementation using Snowflake, Snowpipe. So those are the aspects that I'm yet to explore in detail, and I'm really looking forward to explore those features.
Cool. Yeah, I know we're adding a lot in the data governance space. So that coupled with your favorite feature, the data sharing and marketplace and all of that, is going to be again another leap forward in what we're able to do with data and the providing value to folks from the data and being able to track it all at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the great features wherein you can also provide the data for the customer based on their identity. So based on their account, you can provide them customized data. That's also another great feature within that data sharing itself. The whole ecosystem of Snowflake is such that you will absolutely love all the bells and whistles it provides you to execute data related projects.
Yeah. So you mentioned your YouTube channel. What community contributions are you most proud of?
Right. I'm very proud of the YouTube videos that I've created on Snowflake. I have also written a lot of articles around the similar features. I'm well known for my articles as well as videos on Snowpipe and SnowSQL, and a number of other features. So I would be continuing to work on those.
Yeah. What's the YouTube URL for folks to check out your videos at? What's the easiest way to find them?
Sure. So you can search for my name. You should be able to easily find my channel, or even some of the Snowflake related keywords like Snowpipe or SnowSQL will also land on my channel.
Great. So what advice would you give to aspiring data superheroes?
So I would suggest everyone to get started from whatever whatever way you contribute. It could be even it need not be videos, but it could even be simplest things like answering some questions on Slack channel or Stack Overflow or blogging about it. Just the way just get started there, and there are tons of things to learn from sharing. The moment you share something, there are a lot of people who will come back with additional questions, or they'll ask you questions on the same topics that you have been working on, and sometimes that makes you take a deeper dive into the same technology and find out the answers. And collectively, when you share something, you're teaching the other person, as well as you're also enriching your own professional knowledge around the topic.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. I've certainly found that through my career. Every time you try to teach somebody something, you generally discover something about that you may not have completely understood yourself, and becomes obvious usually the first time someone asks you a question about something you wrote or something you said, and then they have to think a little bit more and go a little bit deeper. So it's a great career growth approach as well.
Absolutely, that always solidifies your knowledge for sure.
What's next for you in the data superhero journey? What do you got planned coming up?
So I would like to, once this pandemic era is over, I would like to get back to live events, and maybe the speaking events, maybe local user group events. I would like to get back to those. Meanwhile, I will be continuing to make videos and write articles and other things. There was also a discussion about writing a book on Snowflake, but with my given time frame, it seems to be very challenging. So I'm still contemplating on that. It definitely needs a lot of commitment for a number of months.
Yeah, that's completely correct. Having written a couple of books myself, I know you've really got to have the time to focus to do the job right, and especially with something like technology and Snowflake, there are just so many great aspects to it. Like you mentioned earlier, it's like, where do you start and how do you really write enough to help folks, right? And make sure that it's good information and good advice. And that's a major commitment. But doing blog posts and videos is a pretty big commitment too.
Well, I find blog posts and videos are a little more liberating. There is no commitment. No one is pushing you to do that, but it's your own drive to do that. Whereas a book is like, once you agree for that, it's like at least 6 to 10 months of commitment, wherein you are heads down just writing. You just have to close yourself and make sure you complete that. So it's two different worlds.
That's true. It's a full project. Writing a book is a full project with a timeline, usually from the publisher.
Yep. Yep.
So who would you recommend our viewers follow in the data community?
I have been following your own journey from last 3 years. I also suggest, Joyce Avila, um, Randy Pitcher, and Slim Baltaji. So I've been following these data superheroes for quite some time. And I also follow other data superheroes journey through the Slack channel that we have on Snowflake.
Something, off the data topic. Tell us something about yourself that might be surprising to the viewers.
Okay, so I do explore a lot of technologies that I may or may not use in my professional career. They are mostly to just for the fun of doing something and teaching my son. One such thing that we did last Halloween is, we worked on a laser pointing device, just similar to how it is in Predator movie, where a shoulder mounted gun points laser and then shoots people, right? So we created something like that using Raspberry Pi, TensorFlow, coupled with a few servo motors and a Python program. So all these things together, mashed up together, it was identifying people and just pointing laser light at them. So it was awesome implementation. People just loved it.
And that was for a Halloween costume?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you get the dad award for that one for building that out. I mean, I'm sure your son's friends were quite envious to have a robotic shoulder weapon that was automatically pointing. That's great.
Yeah, people just absolutely loved it. Everyone is just staring at it and just waving just in front of it, and they loved that it was just pointing at them.
Wow, that's good. So for folks who want to follow you after they see this great interview, where's the best place for them to look?
I think LinkedIn and YouTube are the best ways to keep in touch with me. Please subscribe on my YouTube channel as well as connect with me on LinkedIn. I do post a lot of updates on my LinkedIn with all my, any of the contents or journey. And I'm also available on Twitter and WhatsApp. So I've created a WhatsApp group in which we discuss about Snowflake related questions and answers. So that's another way to reach me.
All right. I need to get on that one. I do have WhatsApp, but I don't think I'm on your group. So I'll have to get connected with you on that. That's great. Great use of technology for spreading information about technology.
Yep.
Well, that's all I have for today, Sanjay. So I think thank you so much for your time. It's been great having you. And I know we're not very far apart here in Texas. So hopefully as things get better here over the next couple of months, we'll actually get to meet up in real life. Again, maybe at a Dallas user group meeting.
Absolutely. I'm also looking forward to that, Kent.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us today in the Snowflake Data Dojo. If you got a kick out of this interview, please like it and share it with your friends. This is Kent Graziano, the Data Warrior, signing off for now. See you on the next episode of Data Superheroes Origins.